Classic League Podcast time!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 346 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. My co-host is Kevin. What is going on, man? How you doing?
We're back! A dinosaur story. Well, I said dinosaur weird. Dinosaur story.
We are.
Watch that movie?
No, is it? I thought it was you were referencing just the TV show. Did they make a movie, or is it something entirely different?
Something entirely different. There's an old cartoon called We're Back. Is the name of the movie, and then underneath it says a dinosaur story, and it has John Goodman as a T-Rex.
Okay, this sounds really familiar.
It's not a bad movie. I've seen way worse movies. Anyways, every time I say We're Back, I want to say that title. I don't know why. It's like when someone says, "Oh shit on me." What's that thing? That song? Oh shit! That song by Sting. Oh, it's been a while.
Oh, I was just gonna say been a while, but I was like, that's not what he's talking about.
It's been a while. You're like, it's been a while.
Yeah.
That's me with We're Back.
Gotcha.
But yeah, check it out. This dance that was made famous by Pulp Fiction, of course. I first saw it. Ever heard of the cartoon What a Mess?
No.
Okay, it was like a British show with a British dog and a British narrator. And at one point in the show, they danced and the cat did this. And I was like, that's the coolest fucking dance I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was so cool. And then I watched Pulp Fiction. I'm like, that's where it's from. Cool.
I think that's actually, it popularized it in our culture, but I think it's like an old move from the 40s. Or
yeah, it's an old dance, but it's known mostly from, or at least in my world, Pulp Fiction and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
But I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I went on vacation, which is why we didn't record last week. The other 2 weeks, I don't know, we just didn't. It was cool. It was just hanging out at the lake with the family. For the first time, I got to see Saturn's rings through my telescope. It was
that's
rad.
Awesome.
It was very, very cool. Saturn was in what's called opposition, which means that like the sun is behind the Earth while you're looking at Saturn. So it is as bright as it's going to be. So it was wild. It was small because I didn't get my super magnifying lenses out. I wanted to just catch it, but you could see that it was clear as day that the rings were there. It wasn't like I think I see it.
Photo. Did you take the photo with your phone or anything?
No, I hooked it up for a brief second. I'm like, I'm not messing around with this. I'll try to get photos of Saturn somewhere.
Yeah, dude, I want to see
it's
that.
It's always going to be available. You know what I mean? So
Saturn's always there.
Eventually, I'll get another opportunity to photo it. So, but it was cool.
Did you know that's my favorite planet? I'm sure that's your favorite planet too.
It's up there, yeah.
You know why it's my favorite planet?
No.
Sega.
Sega
Saturn.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why it's my favorite planet. I am a hack and a tool.
Didn't they all? Weren't there prototypes all named like after planets, Neptune and Venus and stuff like that?
I only know Neptune.
Maybe a Jupiter.
I don't know that.
I think maybe something was Jupiter. Like the Dreamcast might have had a name. Like Saturn, I think I could be wrong. I have a memory that like Saturn was the code name and it stuck, but like the CDX or
32X was
Neptune. I thought there was one other planet too, like maybe a Jupiter somewhere. That was the Sega CD or something like that, and it's
maybe the Pluto because it's small. I don't
know. Maybe dumbass.
Cool. Atari named their systems after like cats.
Yeah.
And Nintendo named their consoles after stupid. So there's that.
It's very.
Thank you. I gotta laugh. Yes, that's all I ever want.
It is really common though. Apple names their operating systems after like parks and stuff, and Google for a while named their phone operating system off of candy and treats and stuff.
Raspberry and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, they didn't have. You're thinking of Raspberry Pi.
I am thinking of Raspberry Pi,
which was not
always.
That was, I think, a Linux thing, not Google. But I know what you mean. But yeah, I got to see Saturn. That was awesome. I never had seen Saturn before.
And this is the telescope you have that you showed me, right? That big
motherfucker.
That is a nice telescope. Shit.
It is. It was fun.
I had a telescope once, and all I did was look at my own eyelashes, not knowing I was looking at my eyelashes. I'm like, wow, I see planets. This is my eyelashes in front of the lens.
Oh, Kevin.
So I never saw. I know.
Some
I
of
wasn't
the
a very smart kid.
some of the photos you post of yourself, like next to old TVs and stuff, I'm like, I believe every one of Kevin's stories he tells about himself.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtle one with my old school TV in the background. Yeah,
I was a doofus. I'm like, yeah, we would have been friends, but
absolutely, yeah,
you were a doofus for sure.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not. So it was a lot of fun. I still got to play some games while I was there. Since we've been gone, I've got an awesome update for games and stuff. So
good. Our news is 3 weeks old.
It is. There's a little thing I added in there that's only 1 week old.
Ooh, I added a new thing today that just came in. Breaking news.
Well, like the biggest news is all the Blizzard stuff going on. With the sexual harassment case against them.
Oh yeah, but that's not fun to talk about.
No, and like that's what's consuming. There are a lot of great places to go listen to really good conversations on that. The craziest thing I heard though that I was like, the CEO resigned, J. Allen Brack, and someone made a comment on a podcast. I forget which one. Where they're like, this is what Bobby Kotick wants, the guy that runs Activision.
Yeah.
To like finally gobble up all of Blizzard. Like he's going to use this as a way to get it entirely under the umbrella and not just own them, but actually get involved. I was like, that would be pretty interesting if it happened that way.
It just sucks that Blizzard, the company that is known for like nerds and stuff like that, like people think Blizzard, you think of World of Warcraft and all that.
Yeah,
nerds, quote unquote.
Well, and accepting of people, like communities that like you can be yourself around these folks.
Yeah, and it just sucks that the people running behind the scenes sound like douchebags from like the '90s. You know what I mean? Like blonde hair and just like driving a Volkswagen. I don't know. I can't think of a car.
It's like finding out. About Kevin Spacey, even though I love some of his movies and musicians and all that.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby's one who.
God damn it.
Speaking of Blizzard.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we have some more lighthearted news that we're going to discuss, and we've both been playing a lot of games since we've been gone. Man. Do you want to talk about the Metacritic new releases slate before we jump into news?
Do that? Hold on. I don't. It's a
I forgot. I forgot to talk entirely about the reason we're recording on Tuesday. Cheers.
What
are you drinking? A Corona? No, High Life Light.
No, organic lager. I've had this before.
Oh, yeah, that's the Miller.
It was a cheap weekend. So, Mill Street. It was a cheap weekend, so I went for a 6-pack.
Nice.
Over the weekend,
we probably
had
shouldn't
no power.
Drink at the same time.
Why? Oh,
because it's dead air gulps.
Swallowing.
Yeah, gross. Sorry.
Over the weekend, I lost power to my house. I sent you the video where when I turned the thermostat off, my power would go off. And
which is weird. You would think it would go the other way, where it would blow the power.
So the lights were flickering, and I was like, it sounds like a storm's brewing, right? It's my first thing, because the house is flickering. And the power kept going off, and I couldn't record 90 Day. And I was like, God damn it, the TV kept turning off. And my internet kept going down and all that. So I was like, all right. I tried all the fuse boxes, the switches, nothing happened. And then like the power was on, but it'll come and go. So I was like, it's tolerable. It sucks, but I can't watch TV or do anything, but that's okay. Anyways, later that night, I go to the thermostat. I'm like, maybe the AC is taking out the power, so I turned the AC off, and then the power would go off when I did that. And when I turned the thermostat on, the power would go back on the house, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Around 11,
unless it's wired in the most asinine way possible.
It was, couldn't tell you. At around 11:30, the power went completely out, like just black, pitch black. Everything went quiet, just a sound of silence. I'm like, it's deafening. And except for my daughter's room, who had one plug that worked, and it worked for her fan. Yeah, I know, makes no fucking sense.
Wait, well, if having her have the fan, like.
It's perfect. She can sleep through the night.
Yeah, exactly. If you could pick one outlet for one function,
right,
that would be it.
So I told my wife, I was like, fuck it, we can sleep through the night. Who cares, right? And she's like, the fridge. And of course, I just went grocery shopping. I was like, fuck, because the fridge wasn't on enough to be cold because it kept turning off throughout the day. So I called my mom at like midnight. I'm like, hey, power's completely out in my house. Can I come by and drop off food? And she's like, yeah, come on by, because she's retired, thankfully. So I packed all this shit from the fridge via lantern. I was like a Tonberry from Final Fantasy, just walking around with this little lantern. And I put everything in the bag and I put it in the car, drove to my mom's. Oh, before I did that, I went to my garage and I pressed the button for the garage door opener.
Okay.
And I pressed the button again. No power. I've never owned a garage before, so I had no idea how to manually open said garage.
Oh.
So I had to look up a video on YouTube on my phone that was dying because I couldn't charge it.
Oh my god.
Stop telling me to subscribe.
Is it in Canada? Is it just that little tab stringy thing you pull down?
Yeah, you pull that, and then when I
did
that, the garage like landed heavily, and I'm like, I would have died just now. And then I'm like, I can't lift Z. Why are you so heavy? It's because I'm a wiener. You just have to try a little bit harder. I finally got it open, and I'm like, I can't close you because if I close you, I can't get back in. There's no handle on the outside for me to lift the garage open. So I had to drive to my mom's house with my garage door wide open in the middle of a laneway at 12 o'clock. Got to my mom's house, dropped out the food, and I was like, and I'm like, right on. I came back home, closed the door, went downstairs, told my wife to sleep in my daughter's room because she had to actually go in the office. So I was like, you can charge your phone. You know, my phone's dead. There's not much I can do. So I laid in bed, and then I was thinking to myself, maybe there's a fuse box somewhere. So I opened up my little cupboard, and I saw a black box, and I opened that up, and I saw a fuse. And I'm like, that's the motherfucker. And I went to grab it, and I got electrocuted. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. So I closed the fuse box, closed the cupboard, and lay back in bed. I actually got shocked from a goddamn fuse box.
That is wired in a real off way. Holy shit.
So I that night, because I had nothing to do, couldn't sleep. It was hot as balls because it's like 40 degrees here in Canada, which is 100 in Fahrenheit, whatever fuck you guys go with. But it's hot. It's unnaturally hot. And of course, my power went out. So I was lying in bed and I was playing Binding of Isaac. And I'm gonna say this: the Mez is not. It's not 100%. It's 99.9% the second save file of Binding of Isaac.
Fantastic.
I ate that game that night. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna just do this and get it over with because I got nothing else to do. I'm too angry to start a new game, so I'm gonna play something that's mind-numbing. Anyways, next day, long story short, next day, landlord came and that fuse that I touched and got shocked was the problem. They had to replace it. It was completely blown, which is why there's the power kept sporadically going up and down.
I'm gonna say because it's weird to have that disconnect to make a connection. That's just bizarre. Maybe because it took it out of the circuit, it had enough juice to redirect. There
was two fuses, right? So one of them died. So he replaced both. So I touched the one that was still alive. And now I haven't got electrocuted in like 15 years since like licking a battery. 9-volt one. You're like,
oh, that's not getting electrocuted. No.
Well, I mean, but I haven't been like electrocuted like that in a long time. I forgot what I'm like. What is this travesty? As I was getting shocked because I forgot what it felt like. It hurts.
It's been a long time for me. It's a frightening experience.
Yeah.
Like
it wasn't burning. It just like I stuck there for like I must have turned into a skeleton. I was just like for like a good 5 seconds, and I felt like forever. I'm like I can't let go. And I was too embarrassed to tell my wife about this. So I'm like, what an idiot. So my buddy posted a photo of Frank Grimes grabbing the wires because I have Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, that's exactly what I did last night.
That's good.
On a completely different topic, I want to give Sony a thank you because I purchased Mortal Kombat 11 because I'm in the Mortal Kombat phase right now. I was telling you earlier. And I bought Mortal Kombat 11. It was $20 on sale. And then I downloaded it. And I was looking on the store. And it's like, hey, look at all these cool characters. I'm like, oh, yeah, Rambo, Terminator, some other characters, Spawn and all that.
Okay.
And I'm like, holy shit, there's Aftermath DLC, which is like extra, but that's like $30. And then I saw in a corner Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. I'm like, what the fuck's Ultimate? They had the Ultimate version on sale for an extra 10, which has all the DLC, everything that you want in it. And I was like, I just bought the original one. So I called Sony, or I chatted with them, and I felt like it was like the soup Nazi. Like they were doing me a favor. I was like, hey, I ordered the wrong version. I want to get my money back or just pay the difference for the new one. And they're like, okay, we'll make an exception this time. I'm like, motherfucker, I paid the game and I didn't play it. Like, give me back my money. This should be not allowed. Like, if I don't like the game, like in the old days, if I don't like the game, if something's wrong with it or whatever, it doesn't matter. Give my money back. Why are we okay with this?
Well, Sony did that in the good old days? Or are you talking about like retail?
You go to any store and return a game before, like in CDs and shit. Like
some at least in the States, a lot of companies wouldn't do that. Wouldn't take it back. At least they
really?
Would, yeah, they would at best give you in-store credit or say just no.
Oh no, we were able to return like CDs and stuff back
Even
then.
if it was opened?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's nuts.
How do you think I got half my CD collection?
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe that's why they stopped doing it, because people like me. Anyways, that's my little story. I want to give Sony a thank you because they did give back my money, and then I bought Ultimate, and I'll talk about that next time.
Awesome. So, looks like Hades came out for the PS5.
I thought that was only exclusive for Switch.
No,
it's not.
No, it was
Time exclusive, I guess.
Or it was early access exclusive on Epic Game Store, so it was exclusive at one point. I just don't think the port was ready for PS5.
Oh,
maybe it was exclusive though. I wasn't under that impression, but it totally could be it.
I think this one might be my next game to get into after Isaac. It's a roguelike. Right?
I didn't see credits, but it's awesome. Yes.
Well, you remember I played on like super difficult mode, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So I had to give it a nice break to start over and not, devil mode.
This scratches the itch. I know you really liked Rogue Legacy as well.
Yeah.
Which I need to fire that back up. I bought the early access and they only had one area. I'm sure they have more by now.
Oh, you mean Rogue Legacy 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hades is phenomenal, man. Like it's an A+ game.
Yeah, from what I played, it was hard because I was playing on hard mode.
Well, I know, but I like when you play it in normal mode, I think you'll really get deep into the mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a game called go ahead.
I was gonna say Button City. It looks like a really cute game for PS5.
It swimming in sevens, as Huber from Easy Allies would say. I love that term. Good. Swimming in sevens. He loves playing games that are sevens. He's like, just give me a game. It's a totally decent game.
Yeah.
So this looks like that.
There's Neo, The World Ends With You, which Neo... Have you ever played The World Ends With You?
No.
It's a game I want to like, and every time I try to like, I don't like. But I want to like. Because I think it's the same dude who made Kingdom Hearts, who made this game. The art style, at least.
Oh, really?
Because they appear in Kingdom Hearts, and that's the only reason why I can think of. And they have like the zipper and leather belts everywhere on their clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I have not.
It's a weird game, and I've tried 4 times to get into it, and I just can't. I can't with that double screen because it's on a DS. So the bottom screen is the action, the top screen is a different action. One's with touchscreen, one's with buttons, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. So this is a sequel, I believe, to that.
No, but no.
Lawn Mowing Simulator is also out. Right on. I think that's a Goat Simulator kind of idea.
I think it's more like Euro Truck and that. Like where Goat was like silly sandbox. I think this one's more like intentional. There's also a power washing simulator, and you can get
really,
yeah.
Huh.
I actually can see lawn mowing simulator. I can see the appeal in it actually. Getting crisp lines, getting different attachments that can give you different cuts in the yard to get different striping patterns and stuff. I don't know. I can see it being pretty cool actually. The thing, there's a game on here called The Ascent that I mentioned last episode that I wanted to play. I haven't played it yet. I'm very surprised to see the score on Metacritic is a 67 right now, because the podcasts I've heard talk about it have been really positive. So
I heard it's confusing at the beginning, and if you don't like it within like the first 3 hours, then it's not for you. One of those games.
Okay.
I downloaded that today too because I went through my Game Pass today just to see what's new, and
I played the intro before I left for vacation, and I can tell you that I was in right away. I loved the music and the art style and stuff.
It's a top down, right?
Yeah,
twin stick shooter.
Yes, so I think like
it's a kind of like Diablo kind of
a Diablo perspective and a Diablo like looting mechanics, I believe.
Yeah.
But it can be co-op as well.
Cool.
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have expected something that was so middling. Even though 67 should be considered a really good score.
I mean, it's a 7. Let's round up.
I know, and like why? But shouldn't 7 be like awesome?
Yeah.
But
they make it yellow, so now I feel bad.
Right? Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like what? So Yeah, I did. I haven't gotten to play very much of it, but I did install and played a little bit of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I downloaded that and it's like, it's not available on your console. And I was like, damn it. I really wanted to try this.
No, I think, yes.
I want to do what everyone else does. Just fly over your house and be like, there's my house.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then turn the game off.
I haven't gotten out of the tutorial all the way yet. I got the flight basics down.
That's crazy.
It has some of the like most soothing music though. It's
like SimCity, like old school SimCity.
Maybe I'm gonna assume that if it has very nice calming music, then yes,
it does. A little creepy one too, with sirens in the background, but you know.
Oh, no, this isn't like that at all. This is very like it sounds like floating in the air.
Nice. No, SimCity 2000 had like great music in the background, but there's one song that had like sirens and like blaring horns.
Weird.
And like every time I heard it, I like
you were looking around.
No, just sad. I'm like, what a sad song. I'm sad. This makes me sad. Tired of being sad. Can't stop saying sad.
Sad.
Streets of Rage 4 Mr. X Nightmare DLC is coming out for that game.
Ooh, you're gonna play it?
No.
Even though you're never gonna play that game again?
Oh, fuck that game. That last section sucks. God damn, they were doing so well into the stupid fat ball guys that just kept respawning. Oh, fuck, they're fucking gay. I hate not having a game I can't beat. Like, it's like when you forget like the keys at work. You're like, I can't stop thinking about it. That's what this is. I'm like, I can't believe the game that I can't beat. I just don't want to go back. Like, I'm turned off by it. Fuck that game. Fuck Streets of Rage. Yes, I know. Get good. Fuck you. I am good. I played on hard.
I was gonna say, turn that difficulty down, man. See the
no.
Price. Yeah. Don't have scruples. There's a game that came out on PC that I just think has an awesome name. It's called Jupiter Hell, and it has really cool box art. It's described as a turn-based shooter from the depths of cosmic hell.
I like it.
Built on a classic roguelike framework, updated with modern 3D graphics, rip and tear zombies, demons, and heavy metal monstrosities with chain guns and chainsaws.
Speaking of zombies, did you hear that?
Like chess with shotguns.
That game that made by Steam or Valve where the zombies say the N-word. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Look it up.
Left 4 Dead?
No, not Left 4 Dead. It's a new one that's coming out. It's in beta right now, I think.
What? So what kind of nonsense or what? What you just said, I do not believe.
I looked it up. It's pretty funny. It's a zombie going like, I'm not gonna make the noise because it does sound very close to the N-word.
Okay.
But everyone who's like, it's just people playing the game, and it's funny because it's black guys playing the game, and they're like, "What that zombie just called me?" I put it on Twitter. You can check it out, but it's pretty funny because they're going like, "Nah," but it sounds like, that word.
I gotcha. Okay.
If you want to trigger,
if you want to, we got it, Kevin. If you want to put it in the show notes, do it.
I will.
Let people see it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And Near Reincarnation, that's a weird word to say. It came out on the iOS, and I downloaded it, and I have yet to play it.
It's not getting great scores.
It is not.
But Divinity Original Sin 2, if you'd like to revisit that conversation, still rocking a 98.
Still $30.
Do not understand that.
Whoa, my friend Pedro's on iOS now? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would,
as of last week.
I would try that game out on the iOS because I didn't like that game on the Switch. But I gotta give it another shot. I don't know. Fuck Streets of Rage 4.
Fuck Streets of Rage 4. Let's talk about what's in the news.
Bim, 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 bim. All right, Nintendo is shutting down. I repeat, shutting down Dr. Mario World for mobile. Did you know there was a Dr. Mario World for mobile?
Not active in my memory, but when you said that, my first thought was, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was mine too. I was like, that's right, there was a Dr. Mario game.
I did download it. I definitely downloaded it and uninstalled it pretty quickly.
Right, because they fucked up with the formula.
When it like upside down or something, it would like fell.
It's like touch. It was touch mechanic. It just give me, Dr. Mario, do that.
We had that. I am remembering this conversation too. Well, not exactly what we said. Somewhere we talked about this game on the podcast.
You and probably Dustin, because this thing's been out for a while.
Okay,
that guy. Remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him. I know. I got to text him. I wanted to show him I got a PS5. Spoiler alert for.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, so now they're not allowing people to play this game anymore. If you download this the app, it will just have like a screen saying, "Nah, man." Kind of like when they stopped making Super Mario 35 on the Switch. I'm like, but why? Why not continue support? Because it's Nintendo, and Nintendo does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, but they do.
Write that down. That was a good show note. Nintendo does what Nintendo don't.
I did also want to mention that Halo Infinite had like a open test thing where you, like, if you got invited, if you're in like, I don't know, some Halo insider thingy, you might get an invite to play Infinite, technical thing. Is that interesting? They have bots available. They would do like 6-on-6 matches, but they would only let up to 4 people play together. So it'd be like 4 people with 2 bots against 6 bots, which is fine. They're just testing stuff. One, I think it's cool that Halo's getting bots, especially if they're decent. 2, I heard mostly really positive things about it. They're like, yeah, it was a technical preview. There was one map. You know, there's some bugs that you ran into, but for the most part, the people I heard talk about it, seemed like on the Bombcast they were fairly. So, by the way, you should really try the Bombcast now. It's a totally new.
I know.
It's all different. Like,
I've been meaning to listen to it.
I'm shocked. I can't believe. I actually really, really enjoy the all the new stuff that's going on at Giant Bomb. There's a news show if you're a premium member called Grub Snacks, and Jeff Grubb, who's a gaming journalist guy. He's like an in the know, breaks news stories kind of guy, and so he sits there with chat for a while. He answers questions, and then he takes questions while he's talking about it, news based stuff. And I'm like, oh, I don't know that. Let me go check on that. Then the next week he's come back after doing research, talking to his sources. Has made comments that then gets picked up by like national media on that little show.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's but it's good. So anyways, Jeff Gerstmann was not glowing but pretty positive, and YouTube guy named Chris Raygun. He's a big Halo guy, and he was
Chris Raygun. Why do I know that name?
If you were on YouTube, maybe you'd know him.
Sounds familiar.
You've probably run across him. He's got a pretty big YouTube channel.
Okay.
Anyways,
cool name.
It is. He's Puerto Rican, and his name's Chris.
That's his real name?
No, his real name's Maldonado. I think his last name's Maldonado.
Oh, okay, because Raygun's a cool name.
Raygun's right. Yeah, it's really cool. But he's like a big Halo guy. He made a video years ago. I don't even know what the title is, but the subject matter was he was just showing how skillful like Halo can be, throwing grenades and jumping around, and it's really insightful. Well, he had very positive things to say about it. So if he's hyped, I'm gonna be hyped, even though I'm not gonna ever play multiplayer. I might play one match, get destroyed, and then remind myself why I'm not ever gonna play Halo.
I don't know if ever,
but last thing, I'm just super pumped about the campaign now. I think it's going to be fun to actually just play. Okay.
I don't know if I mentioned this song before. There's a band called Palette Swap Ninja.
Okay.
Which is Dan Amrich. You ever heard of Dan Amrich? A game journal back in the day.
It sounds. I'll say no. It sounds.
Anyways, he's who I want to be when I grow up. I love this guy.
Okay.
He has a band called Palette Swap Ninja where they do parodies of songs but with games. I think I sent you. Shit, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. He does parody of songs with games, and there's one called Halo, which is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, you showed me that. I think maybe.
Okay, so maybe that was it.
Yeah,
he wrote a song called Halo. This is all I play.
Yeah,
and in the song, he's talking about how like single player was awesome, was amazing, and then he plays multiplayer, and he gets his ass handed to him, and he's like single player set the bar too low playing Halo. It was such a fun like song and fun, like, I don't know, it was great. Check them out. I'll probably link them because they're really fun. Speaking of bots, you were saying I gave Rocket League a stop because they released the DeLorean and now everyone has a DeLorean and I don't feel special anymore because I had that from 2015 and now they re-released it. But the good thing is now you can drive the DeLorean on any console. Remember I was pissed off about that?
Yeah.
All like crossed. So now if I'm playing on the Switch, I can drive my DeLorean or my Ghostbuster car. But now my stupid Stay Puft can't come out at the same time when I'm using the DeLorean. They took that out. I was driving the DeLorean. When I do the gold, the Stay Puft will come out and melt. They got rid of that.
Oh, that sucks.
What the fuck? Yeah, that does suck. Because I even had people asking me on Rocket League, what's that? Because they don't know what Ghostbusters are because they're all kids. And then someone called me a bot. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I had to look it up. And it means I'm so bad that I'm a bot. And I'm like, oh, this game sucks now. So I deleted it and stopped playing. First I was called a Smurf. Now I'm called a bot. So I'm like, I'm going to give Rocket League a
try more. Knockout City again. Keep that in mind. I don't know if you want to revisit that, if you get the itch. Or Pokemon MOBAs.
I downloaded it on the Switch, I think.
Did you try it?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about it later then.
Speaking of Ghostbusters, did you see the new Ghostbuster trailer?
Nope, of course not.
All right then. Moving on.
I cannot wait to see the movie. I will absolutely not watch a single trailer, but I don't watch trailers of movies that I don't like. And movies that I do want to see, I absolutely will not watch. Ever since my buddy Matt, God bless him, Matt spoiled the milk joke for me at Ernest Scared Stupid, the Miak milk joke.
Miak, yeah.
I turned it, that moment turned me into one of those spoiler guys.
How did he run that to you with the trailer? Oh no, he told you about.
He told me about it in 7th grade.
Ah, gotcha.
Because he saw the movie. Now trailers tell you the whole movie. Trailers they're not nice to their audience.
No, they're not.
So
well, this one doesn't spoil anything.
You don't know. And I heard enough people be like, holy shit, that trailer was awesome. And I'm like, good, I don't need to see it. I know I'm going to watch that movie anyways.
I mean, we're all Ghostbuster fans. I'm not going to say I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan. I'm a fan. You're a fan. We all love Ghostbusters. I can't think of a single person who doesn't like Ghostbusters. Let's be honest. No one's better than anyone.
If they listen to this podcast, that would be shocking if they don't like Ghostbusters. Right?
Yeah. And I even liked Extreme Ghostbusters. And as a kid, I was confused by the...
Real Ghostbusters.
Not that one. The other one.
Oh,
so there's Extreme Ghostbusters, the 90s one. There's something strange.
I never watched. I must have never watched that one.
That was awesome because what's his face? Egon is the teacher of a new school, of a new class.
Oh, sweet.
There's a guy in a wheelchair. There's a hot goth girl. Latino guy.
Yeah. Okay, the wheelchair.
That was awesome. Okay. That was great. And I recommend Extreme Ghostbusters. But I know we're thinking of the cartoon, the real Ghostbusters. But do you know why it was called the real Ghostbusters?
Yes, because there was the Funimation Ghostbusters.
Yes, that's the Ghostbusters I'm talking about. That confused me.
That's what I meant when I said the real Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I was trying to talk about the Funimation ones, which is why it was brilliant that they put the real Ghostbusters to get away around the copyright.
Right. Do you remember how that Funimation song goes?
No.
Go, go, Ghostbusters. And they'll show like a monkey.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I had some of the action figures. I had
I had the stupid gorilla.
I had this baseball tee, it was white with like blue sleeves. And then had the, when they were riding, those types of shirts, right?
Yeah.
But the graphic on the front was them all in a car, all in their like that Ghostmobile thing they drove around in.
With the white face, right?
I think so.
And that was an old black and white show back in the day called Ghostbusters. It was based on that.
Oh, wild.
Right. So I remember as a kid watching this.
Everything's already been made. It's all still reboots.
But as a kid, I was like, I'm watching Ghostbusters. It's a little strange, but it says Ghostbusters, so it must be based on the movies.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch the Super Mario movie, you're like, this doesn't make sense, but it's Mario.
Yeah.
That's how I felt as a kid.
Yeah, it's like there's ghosts. It's got to be.
But there's a gorilla, a little bit strange, but
What is still excellent is the real Ghostbusters that's based on the movies and stuff. That cartoon is still absolutely fantastic and dark. It is spooky.
That's what made Slimer famous, though. It wasn't a movie; it was a cartoon.
Yes,
he had a spin-off after Slimer and Friends or whatever it was. Friends on it. Garfield.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, like a spin-off. Watch Extreme Ghostbusters though; it's really worth a shot. It's dark too.
So cool, but. Yeah, I'm not going to watch that trailer, but I am going to watch that movie.
Right on.
Next up. Oh yeah, something's going on, man.
Yeah, I know.
Super
Something
Mario.
strange.
And then this, yeah.
We forgot how the song went.
Did you ever have one of those like horses that were on springs that you could like rock on?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have it. My rich friends had it. Yeah.
Fuck you. So there's a video of me when I'm like 3 years old.
Interesting.
Rocking as hard as I can, going, "Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters."
Oh, you got to find that video.
I think I have it on my computer. I'll try to show it to you.
Please do.
Like years ago, I went and I took every VHS that my mom had that were home movies, and copied them onto a DVD, and then ripped every DVD. So my mom's got all the DVDs, but then
you got to tell me how you did that off the air, because I've been meaning to do that from my mom for a long time.
Oh, I had to buy this VCR to DVD converter.
Okay.
If you have a real VCR, though, if you don't want the DVD aspect, and you just want to use your computer straight up, you just need a capture card that's a USB but accepts your VCR.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Because I still had that tape I wanted to show you when I was a kid with my Talkboy watch, and I kept saying, "Get over here."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, "This is Peter McAllister, the father," and like everything that, yeah. God, what a fat, stupid kid I was. Speaking of fat and stupid, you're gonna send me that video?
Yes. Well, this Mario auction sold a little differently. There's this thing I think called Rally that lets you buy shit. This is the nonsense of, even though Bitcoin and digital currencies are going to probably be a thing, but like this FMT, NFTs,
NFT.
the non-fungible tokens or whatever.
Yeah, I thought NFTs was a new JPEG thing, isn't it?
It is, where like, but you can like buy the ledger that proves that you're the original owner or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's what this feels like. You can claim that you have, like, you invest. This is why this is fishy to me. So what happened is Mario sells for $2 million through this thing called Rally.
Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers for the NES. A copy sells for $2 million. Now, there's this auction company that lets investors come together and buy up the rights to part of an item. So they, let's say you and I each put down $10,000 and we buy a copy of Stadium Events. You own half, I own half, right?
Uh-huh.
We put it up for auction. It sells for $100,000. We both would make $30,000 on that transaction, right? So that's essentially what this is. But it feels so rigged. Like there's no way that this is ever valuable or rare enough for this. So it feels like some of these NFT type things where they're artificially inflating the value of these so that there's a gold rush on buying rights to video game sales. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a fake type of investment that if you're part of the schemers in the beginning, you're going to have your assets get flipped and come out swinging at roses, but the vast majority of people are going to end up being ripped off. It just feels like, you know what I mean? Like people are going to be like, ooh, a perfect copy of Super Mario 3. Let's each, it's only $25,000. Yeah, the three of us can do that. It's going to sell for $1 million someday.
I just don't know why if this is a scheme, which it obviously is, and if it's fraudulent, which it obviously is, why choose such a
common
popular game?
Because people, Antiques Roadshow maybe is a good example, right? How valuable have old Barbies been? Barbie is one of those where it's not the defect or the rare Barbie that came out. People want like the OG, most pristine, best version of the most popular Barbie from the 60s. You know what I mean?
But Barbies are different because it's a doll. Because you can fuck around with a doll. You can't fuck around with a cartridge.
Yeah, you don't fuck around with a pristine Barbie. That stays locked behind glass as well.
Right.
And video games from this era were tangible. They have a sound. They have a smell. They have a texture. You know, they have noises outside of the game associated with them. It's the blowing on a card. It's the clank of the plastic as you slide the thing
it's
in.
like a record player on a cold sunny day.
Yeah, there's manuals to look through. You know, that feel of that stupid foam, that white foam that keeps it from jostling around a whole bunch in that card. There is something tangible to it in the way that Barbie was, I think, especially for people like us. And
Barbie collectors. Us.
I mean, at the end of the day, what is the difference?
Right.
You know, so it just feels like they're like the gold rush of game collecting is maybe at it's kind of plateaued, right?
Yeah.
But this is kind of like, ooh, you can get rights to the most rare copy of the most popular game ever. And then you can flip it.
Like,
okay, rights to the profits if it's sold.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, like in the scenario I gave, you would have to probably also agree with me to sell the game for $100,000. Like, I think you could say, no, I think it's going to sell for $200,000 and make me wait.
Yeah, I still don't.
But it's all speculative investing.
Right.
Like, there's nothing actually there. There's nothing being produced. It's just strange.
It's just, like, I'm part of a retro Facebook group, which I sometimes drunkenly buy stuff from.
Yeah.
And this guy was selling like 32 Super Nintendo Super Famicom cartridges for $150. And I was like, well, if I had if I didn't have a family, I would buy that in a heartbeat. For $150 for like that many cartridges?
Yeah.
This, like, that to me is rare. That to me should be worth more.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I can't wrap my head around, like, especially Super Mario Brothers. Last time was Super Mario 64. I'm like, don't make it so obvious.
Just step away because you're too close to games. Think about like other collecting markets.
I know, but those are different mediums than games. Like Barbie, I get Barbie. There's something about the way the hair was brushed. You know what I mean?
Sure, it's not different though. I don't think it's that different. I mean, at this level of collecting, like
collecting,
like buying the lot, like you're talking about. Yes, I totally agree. But this hyping up this top end of the market, I think they're trying to make a fake gold rush.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely like fraudulent. It's not like because it's rare.
I don't think I'd be hesitant to use the word fraudulent. I'd say maybe manipulated, and maybe that's fraudulent. I don't know the rules. I think it might be passable, even though it's not right. It's gross.
I don't know. Some dude bought an imaginary painting for like $100,000. So what the fuck do I know? Some dude bought a banana taped to a wall for like God knows how much. So fuck do I know?
Remember the good old days when potato salad would make $30,000 on Kickstarter, and that was the wildest thing we ever heard.
I remember that. Yeah. Good
so
times.
Dead Space is getting a remake. It's going to cut original content. Dun dun dun.
Will include cut content from the
cut content. Dun dun dun. Wait, hold on. Not that, but
the opposite, which is funny because we a long time ago when we first started the podcast together, I was going to make a question of the week every week and kind of dropped that off because we forgot. And one of the questions was, what's a game series that disappeared that you want back? And yours was Mirror's Edge, and mine was Dead Space. It's on the bottom of the show notes. You wrote it. Fuck you looking at me like that for? Don't squint your eyes at me. You know
I did not write Mirror's Edge.
It's right there.
I see that it says blue Mirror's Edge.
I didn't fucking write Mirror's Edge.
I didn't write that.
Oh, okay. Let's yell at Dustin again.
Hey, Dustin. I think it is Dustin's fault, but I think Dustin will put Dead Space over Mirror's Edge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a ghost showing up. Googler person. Anyways, Dead Space was my
I've never played Mirror's Edge other than like a little bit.
Well, I want to tell you. It's there. It's blue.
It is there. It is there. It is blue. Yes, we can agree on that. I didn't
Did you write the second one?
No, I've never played Zootopia.
Then this fucking Google Doc is haunted, Scott.
That's fine.
I'm scared.
I don't turn anything blue If it's
What the
linked, it
hell?
turns blue.
Who wrote blue? Ask Dustin. I'm scared. That's fucked up, man.
Maybe somebody has like a copy of the link. Maybe it's Mike.
Oh, but why-
Maybe it's Mike T from the Cartoon Retrocast fucking with us.
That's scary. I'm scared. Anyway, so my game was Dead Space, and I wanted Dead Space back for a long time. I loved the original Dead Space. I loved everything about that. To me, was the perfect survival horror game of its time.
Okay.
Like the every level had like the letters spell out something. I don't want to spoil it for a 25-year-old game. Like just those little things. Like every level, if you take the first letter, it spells out a message.
Okay.
And the game was just so freaky. I remember you walk into a room with you're a baby crying, and then the laundry machine turns on, and the baby stops crying. You're like, is there a baby in a fucking laundry machine? Like that's cool, man. The fact that you destroy these aliens by cutting off their limbs instead of shooting for the head, beautiful. You're an engineer. You're just using tools like a plasma gun and stuff like that. The suit looked amazing. The blue neon lights. I'm a fan of blue neon lights on anything. That's why I love my Wii. When that fucking 24-hour thing would like hum a quiet blue light.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
That's good.
Right. And Dead Space 2 was even better. There's a Dead Space game for the iPhone that came out, which tied into Dead Space 2. So if you played the iOS game, you get like tokens for in-game currency to get more shit, which is amazing. Or they call it nodes. I like Dead Space Extraction. Dead Space 3, we're going to pretend like that never happened. That was the worst game made. And then it just fell off. And then they released a trailer or a preview a couple of weeks ago for a new Dead Space remake game, which is fantastic. Because
R.I.P. Visceral, though. It sucks that they shut down the studio that made the game.
Yeah.
After
They're pretty
acquiring
evil.
them.
Right.
So, hey, Zarek's here. Zarek says, I wasn't here for the start of the stream. I panicked for a second. Because he always saves our ass. But it seems but it seems like everything is fine. Good audio and video.
you.
Good to see you, Zarek. And we checked beforehand. Kevin has big thing at the top of the show notes every week. Even though sometimes we still miss it. But we checked. So thanks for stopping by. Good evening, sir. I might try to play this. I started a campaign of the original one, but this remake, I might give it a try. Take some of the rough edges off.
I'm craving. I'm in like a horror game phase right now, so I might dig into Dead Space again. That was good.
Cool. And then, real quick, Maneater makes a splash on PS5
with DLC. Thank God, because I drunkenly beat this game and I want more, and it wasn't enough, and it was too much at the same time. So there's DLC coming on August 31st for PS4, PS5. I don't see anything over there about Xbox, but yeah, no.
It's on Xbox, but not the DLC stuff, I guess.
Not yet, yeah. Resident Evil Reverse is delayed to 2022. Do you know what this game is?
Not a clue.
All right. So when you bought Resident Evil 3, it came with a multiplayer game. Then I went, delete. And when I bought Resident Evil 8, we'll get into that in the games, it came with a code for Resident Evil Reverse. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? That looks so cool, right? So I put in the code, and I downloaded like, I don't know, 30 gig, whatever the hell it is. And I clicked on it, and it's like, it's not ready. And I'm like, what's not ready? What does that mean? I didn't know it was a multiplayer game.
Oh, no,
then,
Kevin, just to start to cut in. Zarek says, Cinemassacre is upstaging us right now. They took our time slot. James Rolfe started a podcast.
Did he really?
And it starts today, right now. Episode 1 podcast today around the same time. Amateurs, he calls them.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you've got Reverse, and then, so what is Reverse?
Reverse is a multiplayer Resident Evil game.
So this is the one that you wanted nothing to do with.
I didn't know what it was.
And then once you saw the name, you're like, I'm in?
No, this is, I didn't know what it was. And I was just trying to get it to work because it took forever to download it.
Okay.
I thought it was like extra content. So Resident Evil, when Village was first announced, it said it was going to come with its own multiplayer mode, Reverse. The mode ran into problems immediately upon beta testing and was delayed until July. Now, Reverse won't be coming out until next year. So this game's supposed to be tied to Village, and it's coming out next year. My question is, should you still bother? Hello?
I'm just thinking.
Oh.
I would, you know what? If they're going to sell content within it, yes. If they're not, I kind of get your sentiment.
Because it's a whole year later when the Village type died. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't really care anymore. I don't even care for the Resident Evil 3 deal or multiplayer mode. But yeah, that's just so weird. I have a code, and it's like, the only way to get this code is to get the game new. But next year, if I really wanted it, I could have bought the game used and bought this separately. I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird. I wonder what that looks like to finally like take Old Yeller out behind the shed. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a long time to play a game that nobody really cares about. And the last thing on the news is this was announced today. Cinemassacre is coming out with a podcast. No, they announced that Knuckles will be in the new Sonic movie, Sonic 2, which I'm a little disappointed in, depending how they do it.
Yeah, they should save him for the third one.
Thank you. They should have him hinted at in the second one.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he was hinted in the first one. Well, he wasn't, but his tribe was. Or unless he shows up like at the end, like let's do this or whatever the fuck he does.
Sure.
And then it cuts to black, like Tails was
but
in the first
that's
one.
unlikely considering what you're about to say.
What was I gonna say? I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
He's the first. Well, who's playing Knuckles?
Oh, right.
They're not gonna.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, he's always in good stuff. I love that guy.
He is. Me too. I wish I was him. I told you about that scene in The Wire when he's with that girl and she's like, "What size pants you wear?" He's like, "XXL," and she's like, "Mm-hmm." And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." They're talking about his penis, and I was like, anyways. And he does a really good American accent. When I watched Lucifer, I was like, "Motherfucker's British." I didn't know that. But yeah, I always thought Knuckles was black.
Have you ever heard the running joke that? Oh, well, now he is. He's always like in a mask. Like they always cover his face, despite him being extremely handsome. Like when he was in Star Trek, his face was all covered. He plays a lot of roles where he's in heavy makeup.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he
plays lots of roles where he's not in makeup, but
yeah,
when he's a
why
villain,
would you want to cover that face up?
But they do a lot. Go to his IMDb. It's like shocking how often they cover him up.
It's like that dude who plays Hannibal on the show. What's his name? He's in Death Stranding.
Oh, Norman Reedus?
Not Norman Reedus. You know the show Hannibal?
I knew there was a show Hannibal. I guess I don't know the actors.
I can't remember the dude's name.
But the only
keep fucking around with his eyes.
The only Death Stranding guy I can know is the Norman Reedus. Are there other Death Stranding actors?
There's lots of people in this game. There might as well be a SNL. I opened it up with an SNL skit on Twitter. I was like, introducing Death Stranding with Norman Reedus, this guy, Korn.
But that's great casting. So maybe Sonic 2 will be awesome because Sonic 1 was awesome.
Yes, it was. Did you see Fred Durst lately?
I totally meant to talk to you about that. He killed Lollapalooza. I thought about it. It was awesome. I watched their whole performance.
It's amazing.
It was really. I would have loved to have been there, despite me. The way they performed it, I gotta say, Wes Borland did such an awesome job with how muddy and affected their guitars are in the production. Like, you heard clarity through all the notes, and he was not flubbing around. It was good.
Right.
The really disappointing part was if you go to Lollapalooza 2021 on YouTube and then type full concert, every performance is some young rapper.
Oh, really?
Like it's no bands. It's just like a DJ or a guy having his music played behind him. They don't even do rap like how we grew up. It's like a guy with someone hitting play on the iPhone behind him.
Yeah.
It's awful. But
we're old.
As much as I tease you about still liking Limp Bizkit, their performance at Lollapalooza was fantastic.
But did you also see the way he looks now?
Yeah, the whole dad vibe.
It's amazing. He looks great.
He looks like I think on the Bombcast I heard this. Like he looked like he just watched the Sabotage video from Beastie Boys and was like, make me an old one of those.
And that's the thing. So I love The Offspring, is one of my favorite bands, but Dexter still looks like Dexter.
That's too
He's
bad.
got the spiky hair, the glasses,
God.
you know what I mean? And like Green Day still looks like Green Day. Like the red tie, the black shirt. Fred Durst had to update his look.
He did. Every time I see, like, if I see guys that fitted hat pulled back like this, you're a douchebag.
Yeah. And I was thinking about the music, how like every song that I used to grow up with in the 90s and early 2000s would make me sad. But Limp Bizkit was like, it was one of those days, feeling like a freak. I'm like, it was like happy angry. It was like a lot of, you can tell they were having fun recording it.
You could tell on the stage they were having a good time. Like, the crowd was having a good time.
Right. I would love to see Limp Bizkit. I know everyone makes fun of me, but
now I'm you know what?
Keep on rolling, baby.
I take it back, Kevin. I would definitely go see Limp Bizkit.
Fuck yeah. That's all I wanted. And
I knew I wanted to talk to you about something. So all right, man. What you been playing?
One more thing.
Oh,
free Epic Game.
Free Epic Games.
Is Minute. Epic Game. Free game. Minute. Awesome game.
Yes. Get it.
It's called Minute because it takes a minute to beat it. You get rewind time. It's awesome. Get it. Free.
So, Kevin, what you been playing?
Minute. No. So I felt like, okay. So I was craving Resident Evil Village after I was so against it for so long, right? It's not zombies, it's werewolves from what I saw in the trailer. And then I don't know, I just had this craving to just play it. And I went and bought it brand new. I texted you. I was like, look what I just bought. And I was like, okay, I got Village. Let's go home, put the stupid game in. Oh, it's installing. Remember back in the day, you just put a game in and it worked? Whatever, the game started. It starts off in a house, and you're the same guy from 7. And I'm like, all right, we'll do this. Then the game starts, and I'm like, okay, let's just get on with it. Shit happens, and then the game starts. And I killed the game in a day. I was on vacation, keep in mind. But I played this game. Like, I had two choices. I could have went back to sleep after I dropped my daughter off at camp, or I could have played the game. I chose to play the game over sleep. And I beat the whole game. And I fucking loved it.
Awesome.
I loved Village. I loved it so much that I went played 7.
That you would wait a year and a half for multiplayer?
No. But I loved it so much that I wanted more, that I played Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
And I beat that the next day. Because these games are like 6 to 8 hours long. But I played 7 already. And the games are not scary. Anything that is scary in it, I put on Twitter. I grab clips of whatever the fuck I got scared. But they're not. Resident Evil is never scary. I mean, it's creepy. Some things are. Zombies are scary, but we're desensitized to zombies now. Yeah. We're just like, whatever. I don't care. Your jaw dropped. Who cares? But it's not scary. But it's fun, and it's weird because it's a first person game, and I don't like first person games. But I loved 8 so much that I beat it and played 7. Then after 7, I played 8 again because I loved it so much, and I beat it twice. So I'm kind of in a Resident Evil place right now.
You're going to be hyped when 9 comes out to wrap up this trilogy of the first person modes.
No, because they don't have zombies in it. It's going to be crap. Remember, that's what I did about this one? I said it was crappy, but it wasn't. So after I played 8, I did what Kevin always does. I said to myself, I'm going to play Resident Evil 1 all the way through to 8. So I'm like, I'm not going to play Resident Evil 1 because I played it last year on the DS. Remember, I hated it. It was so terrible. So I'm going to play the remastered. I haven't played the remastered since Hannah was a baby, like 2016, right? So I played this game. The only difference then and now is my daughter's 6. She wants to watch TV a lot. So I don't trust. Okay, the original Resident Evil games, you have to use ink ribbons, right? Okay. You only have so many ink ribbons that the game gives you. So if you use, I don't know, all of them before the second half of the game, you're screwed for the rest of the game. So because I have a 6-year-old who wants to watch TV, and I don't trust standby mode because I did so much that I just save every time I have to turn it off.
Okay.
I made it to this part in the game where I made it so far and I did so much without a save, and then I died, and I was like, I last saved 5 hours ago. I'm not doing that all again. I can't. So that's what happened.
Oh no, you lost
5 hours of progress. And when I loaded it again, he's like, looks like Chris's blood. I'm like, oh my God. Like in the beginning was the last time I saved half the 5 ink ribbons. So I had to say, no, I had to give Resident Evil a break. It's funny because the game
I love how you didn't trust your child or the standby mode.
Because
but what happened? It was like Final Destination. Like death was coming for that save game.
I found a different way.
Yes,
Well, I forgot that ink ribbons were a thing that wasn't unlimited. So when I like Google, like how many ink ribbons does the game give you? And they're like, well, normal mode it's 18 to 24, and I'm like, I use 24. Like, and it's like if you save this many times before this part, you are screwed for the rest of the game. I'm like, that's what I did. So so I'm like, so I can start again because I know what to do this time. But I bought another game to give it a little break because I was so like angry. I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
You want me to start all over?
What did you get? RE2 remake?
No, so they had. I got Mortal Kombat 11, but I'll talk about that next week. Over the weekend, they gave. Sometimes they'll do like deals or trials for the weekend, like free trial of this game. Marvel Avengers was free for the weekend, and I read online they're like you can actually beat the whole game because it's an 8 to 12 hour campaign if you download it now. And I did. Remember that part about family I said earlier? Yeah, if you have a family, you can play the game for 8 to 12 hours on a weekend. So for what I played in Marvel Avengers, it was good to a certain part. Then the game kind of became like, welcome to the microtransactions. And I'm like, oh, I'm so confused by your UI. So it starts off with Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, which I don't know anything about because she's like you-ish. And I like it. It starts off with her as a fangirl of the Avengers. It's not based on the movies, kind of. But I thought it looked good. And it's a hack and slash game, like beat 'em up kind of game. I'm okay with that. And I like the story where it was going. And then after that they got to the point when they're like, Iron Man, you like this new hat I'm wearing? I do, Thor. Ah, yes, come to the store. And I'm like, can we not? And it's in the screen, the writing's so small. I'm old. I can't stand these new tiny texts on the screen and gears everywhere, and just like the top is all like gears and the bottom is your currency and different types of currencies, and combine these two currencies to make this currency to buy a hat. And I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. And there's so many different here's Hulk, here's Red Hulk, here's Hulk in a leather jacket. You want that? You got to spend money. Is it real? I don't know. Why don't you read this tutorial? So I'm like, my libido's done. Like I've experienced the best part of this game, I find. But I didn't pay a thing for it. It was free for the weekend. So I heard that the game was supposed to be a single player game, and they were forced to do it multiplayer, hence it should be free to play. Now that I think about it, just make it a free to play game and make all the microtransactions that way. And I have also experienced the Oculus Rift 2.
Looks like you guys were having a good time with it.
Yeah, it was great. It was my first time experiencing the VR thing besides Ghostbusters experience that I had. I told you about that one, right? When he put that headset on.
I thought so.
It was like,
well, you were young, right?
No, this was like 2 years ago. The Ghostbuster VR thing called The Void.
It sounds. I must have forgotten.
I didn't tell you about the fucking Void.
You had to have. I'm feeling like I'm
with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the end. Okay, so quick tangents related to what I'm talking about, Oculus Rift. In Toronto, they had a thing called the Ghostbusters Void. It's a headset. They give you a vibrating vest.
I wouldn't peg you as a big Ghostbusters guy.
Really? Oh, I mean, shoot. The Ghostbusters and Back to the Future are like equal.
Obviously. I'm joking because the conversation from earlier.
Oh, well, I don't get sorry. Anyway, so they had this thing where you put on a headset, vibrating thing. You have a gun. Looks like you're ready.
Yeah, the pack. Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't you like wear like a pack or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a Ghostbuster pack. It was like a just generic
heavy backpack or something. That was just a gun.
No, that was you're thinking of Comic-Con. When I went to Comic-Con to dress up like a Ghostbuster. Okay. Anyway, so this thing, it's augmented reality plus virtual reality. So if you put the headset on and you're in a 3D world. It looks like PS1 graphics, but it's pretty cool. And if you see a couch in the world, there's a couch in real life that they just put like a white generic couch there. And so whatever you touch in the game in VR is actually there. If there's a door to open, there's a real door in front of you to open. Anyways, long story short, you play this whole game. Slimer goes towards you in the elevator, and then when he goes through you, they shoot water at you from your vest, so it feels like you've been slimed. And then when you're fighting Stay Puft at the end, it smells like burning marshmallows. Like they make the room smell like burning marshmallows.
That's cool.
It was, and if there's a ghost behind you, it gets cold. I'll send you the link to this video. It was one of the, like when I did this.
Yeah, but I thought you. That's what I was trying to say. You like wore something. You had like a backpack or something.
But it wasn't a Ghostbuster backpack.
No, it was just like a functional. Yeah. Okay.
Like a VR thing.
Yeah.
When I did this VR experience, it was like I discovered Jesus. I was like, "Have you heard of the Ghostbuster Void?" Like I'm telling everyone, this was the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my life, and then they stopped doing it. Oculus Rift is nothing like that, but it's the closest damn thing to have at home. The only thing that sucks about Oculus Rift, the games. I played like this generic, like looks like Streets of Rage from like first person game.
Okay.
And it was cool, but I can't imagine doing that for more than an hour. And I had my daughter play this other game where you conduct a train or something. And again, it was cool, but I can't imagine myself spending that much money on this thing for those kind of games.
Sure.
It's like buying an iPhone for Angry Birds. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's good.
I sold mine PSVR. I had the same, like, this was an awesome experience. I'm ready for someone else to experiment. Yeah.
And those are all the games.
Cool. All right. Well, I've been playing a lot. I've gotten deeper into Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is fantastic.
How are the controls?
Good enough.
All right. They really fucked that up. It could have been just like, because it was motion based, right?
Yeah.
Why did they just make it motion based again? Is that option there?
Yeah, the option's there. I just prefer to flick the joystick. But yeah, you can totally. The motion controls are better than they were if you choose to use them. But I don't. Yeah. I just use the stick and flick to the right or up and down or whatever. This is what I want in a Zelda game. I guess I don't understand the Breath of the Wild. Like that's the direction it needs to go. I kind of like this really linear.
Dungeon to dungeon to dungeon.
Yeah, give me something in between the dungeons. There's plenty of optional like little side questy things that you can do. I don't like having to explore a whole bunch and get lost and all that.
Fair.
I still definitely like this more than Twilight Princess. I don't understand why it gets such a bad rap. I think it's great. I liked it on Wii, and I like it even more now on Switch. I'll probably see the credits. The music is just as good as I remember, too. Like, holy crap.
Really?
Yeah.
I have this on the Wii, but I never played it. I think I bought it at your yard sale.
I have. Is it here? Yeah. I got the Pro Controller.
That's
yeah.
Very nice.
Do I have the box somewhere? That's the All-Stars. Somewhere I have the... Oh, there it is. It's too high. It came all crumpled, dicks, but I have the edition or whatever. I did see Portal's credits.
Nice. Still alive. Still a great song.
Love that. I downloaded and uninstalled Contra Return.
I did too.
It's 10-cent trash. It's microtransactions. It's horrible controls on your phone. It wants access to every aspect of my life to just play the game.
Facebook login? Why? Why can't I just play the game without that?
It wants to be able to place calls. It wanted me to give it call permission. I said denied. It did eventually run. It asked for permission on everything.
I hate when they're like, "Do you want to be notifications on for this game?"
Of course not.
What do you have to notify me about?
Yeah, the microtransaction deals you want? No, it is terrible. It's trash.
It looks bad too. Like it looks looks like an iPhone game. It looks like a Contra ripoff iPhone game.
Yes, it does. So
they did have the song though. It was kind of remixed.
Not the best rendition though. I've heard way better. Like again, do not get Contra Return. I highly recommend.
Was this Konami? It was Konami because it had the logo in it.
Konami published it. Konami did not develop it.
Okay.
Konami okayed it though. I played my first Pokemon game.
Nice. You never played Pokemon Go?
Nope. Never go.
Oh, how did you get out of that pandemic?
It never sounded good.
Oh, it wasn't.
Going out to play a video game? No. But I downloaded Pokemon Ultimate, And it's totally a fun MOBA. If you liked League of Legends or Dota 2 or Heroes of the Storm, like I really liked a lot, it's totally good.
See,
It's got 10-cent trash in it though. So it's got a bunch. It's free to play, but
the other one's
so is
free to play
Contra.
too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It does not require the birthrights to my firstborn to at least play Ultimate.
Right.
But I have heard that it gets pretty nonsensy with the microtransactions. That there is a pay-to-win model built in. I don't know. I didn't play enough to get to it. The internet connection at the lake wasn't good enough. So I was playing a good bit of this like 2 days before we left, and then I haven't played it since. But I recommend it, dude. It's fun. Like it's a good, cool game. I like it.
I go on a Switch every day. I look for like deals and stuff, and I saw this was free, and I'm like, well, that's obviously a mistake. I'm going to download you right away before it becomes charged. And I was like, Pokemon like MOBA. Is this what everyone always wanted? Was a Pokemon MOBA game?
I feel like they want an MMO. Like they want like World of Warcraft Pokemon. But this is also
what's the difference? I thought it was that.
Oh no, MOBA is it was started on the engine of World of Warcraft, but a MOBA is where you have traditionally like a base on the right and a base on the left, and there's 5 people on a team, and you have to destroy the other base. And there are little minions that run around, and so if you hit the minions or you kill opponents, you get currency or you get you level your character. So then in game you go back to the base and you can buy different kinds of upgrades or builds.
Command and Conquer, kind of what that sounds like.
And you always start at the same. Like you don't like get access to different.
Okay, so that's how you make me delete a game. Okay, I thought it was like an MMO, like World of Warcraft.
No,
I got confused.
No. So okay, did you watch American Gladiators up in Canada?
Of course.
Okay. Do you remember the game where the contenders would have like a soccer ball on each of their sides, and they would have to get the soccer ball into a vessel and then run to the other side? So you'd have like a ball, and you would just try to run into the stage and like put it in a basket, and the gladiators would try to tackle you to prevent you from getting a basket in.
I don't remember that.
Wow. Well, then I got nothing for you. It is not. You should totally. For those of you listening, this game is like that event from American Gladiators. Try it. Like go through the tutorial, Kevin. Like give it a go. It's really fun.
Okay. I was just surprised no one talked about it or spoke about it.
I'm surprised.
Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I'm just surprised you didn't happen to see that event.
I'm sure I did, but Ghostbusters: Back to the Future took up this part of my
if you saw it, within 1 second of you seeing it, you go, oh, that
I watched that show like religiously.
Yeah, so there's no way you didn't see this
because they're like wrestlers to me. I'm like, it's like WWF.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
those big padded red and blue pole things, like the
joust thing. Yeah. Oh,
like
you
nicely
definitely
padded.
saw this, or like maybe it was like a football. Oh man,
were they running down like an aisle with like padding on the side? Like on both like chest high padding?
No, it was more like in the middle of an infield of a track. I mean, it was like an oval they were in.
I gotta
and it was like, yeah. You're gonna kick yourself when you see it, I think. I pre-ordered the Steam Deck. Dumbass, did you pre-order the Steam Deck? I got the middle of the road one, the $500 and some one. I don't know if I'll buy it, but I wanted to reserve one, right? Not bad. If you cancel your reservation within 30 days, you get your money back. If you
cancel, you have to put down the full amount? Or just
no, you put down $5 to reserve your spot. If you don't cancel within 30 days, but you want a refund, you don't want to buy the unit, they will redeem it as Steam credit.
Oh, perfect.
So
win. You're gonna spend that $5 on Steam anyways.
No, it's a no-brainer to pre-order it. So the second quarter of 2022 is when I'm supposed to get it. So like 10 months from now, I guess.
Hey, when is the Ninja Turtle game coming out for the Switch? Is that like 2021?
That game got canceled.
No, don't you dare.
Yeah.
What?
They had a rights issue. It's canceled.
Shredder's
The
Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge one, yeah.
Go fuck. You're fucking with me.
I am. I have no idea when it's
Oh
coming out.
Jesus Christ! Don't do that. Why, Scott? You can't do that to me. This is my game of the year. This is what I'm looking forward to all year.
I don't know.
There's no pre-order for you. Why would you do such a thing? First a haunted Google document, and then this.
And then we shouldn't
Holy
record
shit!
it.
I was so sad just now. When's that coming out?
I don't know.
Because it said August or it said
I heard it
2021.
might get canceled.
Because I want that game so badly. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
I was fortunate enough to get a PS5. That guy on Twitter, Matt Swider from Tech Radar, through him, I have a Xbox Series X and a PS5, and it took about 2 months of basically just being by your phone when the notification goes off. It's kind of fun. Sometimes you're available. Sometimes you get to your phone, you're like, I missed it. Or sometimes you won't have missed it, and you're like, oh shit, let's go.
See, this is why I hate America, because all these cool little things that you have are all American stuff. So I'll follow, like, what is it, Wario 64 or
Sure,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck. I'll follow them and be like,
Oh, I guess if you clicked on this, yeah, it would be just straight up like America,
Walmart.com.
Walmart.
That's
Yeah.
right. And I'll see all these like wicked deals on Twitter. Like, holy shit, GameSpot has like 3 games for. I'm like, no kidding. I'll click on it. It's like, no, it's only in America. You guys have what's that thing that you guys do, rent games in the mail? Which I wish we had
The
that.
GameFly?
Oh my god, I would kill for GameFly. Are you kidding me? I would kill to rent a game anywhere. A store was like, we'll rent you a game $20. I'll be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll take that.
Sure.
I can't rent games here.
You don't have
GameFly
Redbox.
is
You don't
amazing.
have Redbox either.
Nothing. I don't know what Redbox is. Is that a store? Or is it,
No,
what
it's
is it?
it's a kiosk that's in front of
Like a vending machine?
Yeah, that's in front of grocery stores and gas stations and stuff. And
No.
it has video games and Blu-rays in there.
Oh
And
my
you can
god,
buy-
that sounds amazing. How you guys
and
not
it's really cheap too. It's like $1 a day or something.
see? Like you
And
guys-
if you want to keep it, you can go online and just keep the disc.
that's the thing I hear about GameFly. You can buy the game if you lose it, or if you want to. If you like the game so much, I hear a lot of podcasts with advertising, and like if you like the game so much, you can just outright buy the one that you have
Yeah,
at like a
at
discounted
a
price.
discount.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you kidding me? I got to go to fucking EB Games and buy a used game for $70.
Did you see in the news that EB Games is changing the name officially? They're going to be GameStop in all of Canada too.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, what happened to EB Extreme? Because that's what ours are called.
it'll be GameStream. I don't know.
interesting.
GameStop.
Yeah, I fucking hate every time on Twitter.
Well,
oh,
I'm
this
sorry.
thing's
Well,
on sale now.
here in America, where
What are you guys doing?
everybody thinks it's horrible, but it's totally not terrible. I was able to acquire a PS5 through Twitter. God bless you, Matt Swider.
Thanks for nothing, Matt Swider.
Walmart was a little wonky. It was delayed. The charge showed up on my credit card at first as pending, and then disappeared, and then didn't. It just never showed back up, and then it was supposed to be delivered August 3rd, and August 3rd came and went, and it just still stayed in
What a
preparing
terrible
order, and I'm
feeling.
like, man. Well, several times I had gotten to the point where I could like add the cart on Best Buy, and it would say your thing's not in the queue. Keep an eye for it to be yellow. And I could I'd never get in. Or I tried some of the PlayStation Direct events. I just never had any luck with that either. So I was like, oh shit. Okay, I got so close. It's the closest I've been, but maybe next time, right? And then on August 4th, when it was a day late, I got a notification. It'll be delivered tomorrow. I was like, are you kidding me?
Cool feeling.
Are you kidding me? So it is way too big and ugly. It is gross in person.
Really? Do you have it near you? Can you?
No.
Is it like picking up a
I'll
couch?
send you a
Oh, I
photo.
wanna
I'll send
see
you
it.
a photo.
Okay.
So I on like this little soundbar subwoofer
Did you get the disc one or discless? I forget.
disc. I got a disc one.
Disc. Okay.
I would have gotten the digital though. I don't care about the disc. I got what I could get. Oh, pro tip: if you see that, tweet for Walmart. Open the Walmart app and keep searching for PS5. Don't go through the link. I saw someone comment that, and then that's what I did, and it worked.
Oh, the different. tubes, I guess.
Different tubes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it actually might be different tubes. They might have a different app server versus
And I would
web
imagine
server.
the app one is more live than the server, the website.
I don't know. Either I never got anywhere with the website one, and it worked after trying on the app. So
Cool.
maybe it's just anecdotal, and that's not. But it worked. That worked for me. So I have like a subwoofer, for a sound bar, and then my Series X on top of it, and that's just a little bit taller. Those two things stacked on top of each other. It's way too big, man. It's as big as my turntable.
You can turn on that side, right?
I did. I put it in my bedroom. It is vertical now. It was too
Yeah.
big and ugly to be on its side. People talk trash about the stand. I kind of like the stand. But just to get it working, and the TV that I have in my living room has HDR, so I wanted to see, through HDR. My TV in the bedroom does not. But I like the picture better in that TV. But anyway, so I wanted to see contrast, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I hooked it up here, but out of convenience, I just laid it on top of my stereo system, and it is as big as my record player.
Damn.
It's the biggest console I've seen it in, like a 5200. It's easy.
Do you feel like it's more? Do you feel like it's necessary, or is it just shell, or what?
It's heavy, so it's probably necessary.
Yeah. Damn.
And I watched a video about installing like an expanded SSD. Oh, which is super fun. If you're dorky about that stuff. And it looked full when I saw them slide the cover off. So I don't think I think they would need to shrink down the board and all the other components to be able to get the size down. It's big and it's ugly, and I really don't like it.
Oh, damn, because you loved it at the beginning, the way it looked. It's so futuristic and all that.
It does not look futuristic to me at all. And it's too... If it was the size of the Wii, I'd be like, fuck yeah, that is so cool.
What's that console that looked like a head? Phantom, I want to say? The Phantom console never came out. They had a prototype of it.
Oh, I have no idea.
With ears and stuff like that.
I immediately went to the South Park version of the Wii, the Game Sphere or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The controller is nice.
Is it nice?
It's nice. It feels really... It's ugly. I don't like the boomerang look, but it feels good.
How's the vibration? Have you played any PS5 games for it?
Yeah, I've played...
Is it also backwards compatible with PS4?
Yeah.
Fully?
I don't know.
If I have a game that I want to play on the PS5, will it ask me if I want to play the PS4 version?
I haven't explored that far yet.
Can you? It's like a yellow.
Eventually, yes.
Okay, cool.
I think that it still does that, though. It definitely used to do that. I don't know. It's big and it's ugly, but it sure plays games nicely. So I guess I'll start with this. Have you ever heard of the show Ted Lasso?
No.
Okay. I'll say that I was told I should watch it and that I would like it. It lived up to the hype. The gist of it is kind of like Major League. The premise is...
Oh, wait. My wife didn't want me to watch it. It was Steven... Oh, what's this guy's name?
Jason Sudeikis or whatever?
Jason Sudeikis. Yeah. She's been wanting me to watch this.
So the premise is he's hired from the United States as a college football coach at a low-level college who was successful and won a championship to coach in the Premier League over in England. And the intention is, and this is all first episode, this is the premise, much like in Major League, they wanted the Indians to lose. This lady that hired this coach wants this England team to lose.
Yeah.
I expected it to be... You ever seen Barry by any chance? It's also an SNL guy. It's got...
Is it the one with the blue bear?
No.
All right, then.
Oh my God. Will... No, what's his name? Who's a creepy guy on SNL? Shoot.
Oh, there's a lot.
Old
or new?
Oh, new. Anyways, the show called Barry is dark humor, but it's funny. It's awesome. I love the show Barry. And Gosh, can't
How do you spell Barry? Barri.
Barry, like the name Barry. Yeah, look that up, so you'll know right who it is right away.
Fucking shit. Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah.
He's like in everything. I love this guy.
So,
I heard of the show though.
It's fantastic, but it's a dark comedy, and pretty intense at times. And I kind of expected Ted Lasso to be like that, and Ted Lasso has a lot more positivity in it that I think is good for people to watch right now.
Good.
But it's funny. I like Ted Lasso. I binged the first season. The reason I mentioned Ted Lasso is because I watched it on Apple Plus. It's an Apple Plus exclusive show.
Another thing we don't have here in Canada. God damn it! No Discovery Plus, no Apple Plus.
You have piracy. Peacock. They give you no choice. You take it.
That's what I did.
So, but they, if you have a PS5, they'll give you 6 months free of Apple Plus. And a good buddy of mine, Matt, not the Matt that spoiled Miak for me, different Matt, recommended it, told me he thought I would like it, and he was right. It's really, really good. But it was shockingly positive and heartwarming. You don't see that in a lot of shows, especially nowadays. So, anyways, Ted Lasso. I'm late to the game, but I like it quite a lot. And then I'll talk about what I have played. We do have Apple Plus. Whoops, sorry. There is a cool thing on PS5 if you're a PS Plus member. They have a collection. Sorry, you did you redeem Oddworld? Please tell me you redeemed Oddworld when that came out. No, I did not. I forgot to. Oh, okay. Go on with your story. Maybe I'll buy it, dude. I miss Rocket League. Remember, I miss Rocket League. It happens. I miss Final Fantasy Remake. I know, but Oddworld just came out, and that's the reason why I want a PS5. But go on, go tell your story. Go. Maybe I'll buy it just to make you feel better about it. But it was free. How can you buy it after knowing it's free? That's why I won't buy it. It's free somewhere. I already have it. I just need a PS5 now to play it. Maybe give me your login, and I'll play it. Actually, that's a good idea. I will. I'll add your account to mine, and sweet. But I have played Astros Playroom. I'll say it just lives up to the hype. It's an awesome little platformer. Great demonstration of what that controller can do. I gotta look that up because every time I think about what I think Astros Playroom is, I think of like a little robot with like on a sphere. I don't know why. I don't know what this game is. You're a little robot, and at the same time you're playing with spheres. You're probably not far off. Cool. And I bought Ratchet and Clank. Ooh, it's expensive. It's expensive. 70 US. Or it's 90 for you, I think. Oof. Yeah. Well, Village you saw the price of Village. It was like $80. So, that's a PS4 game. God damn it. Yeah, so this would be 90 because this is normally 60 for me. But anyways, I can say that I feel like I'm maybe halfway through. Maybe. Yeah, they're pretty short. They're not that long. It says my percentage is at 24%, and I'm not doing everything, so I've got to be about halfway through. It's living up to the hype. Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart, is good. It's ripped apart. It's fun. The animation is really incredible, and sometimes I keep forgetting to check myself. Like, there's just no real loading screens. Like, you just are in the cutscene. Like, you pull your phone, and you're like, oh, it's already done. You're just in the cutscene. Between rifts, there may be a little bit, but it doesn't feel like loading, from what we're used to. Yeah. Because everything loads, so it just feels like a normal transition between riffs or whatever. It's fun, man. The voice acting's phenomenal. The anime, it truly does feel like you're playing a Pixar game. The way it looks, and that's like, I thought Ratchet and Clank, the one on PS4, looked great. Yeah, like, I remember I had to stop in moments and make the camera go around him to like look at the environment, and I even saw him like he's like moving his eyebrows like Crash Bandicoot, like just looking around his idle animation. I'm like, that looked great. And now you look, and it's like the fur of the recent Pixar on him, and you're like, wow. There's also some different performance modes on PS5, which is cool. There's a quality which is just 30 frames a second, which I tried and stays locked. It's actually quite a nice way to play it. And that just ramps up like the graphics. It just like it just makes
How come
it
they
super
do that? How come it's not both? Why do they always have to choose either performance or quality? Or speed, I mean.
Just because they can only compute so many things.
I know, but you're a $700 console that's the size of my house. Make both that shit work. Come on. I gotta get a TV that works for that.
They did. Well, it's $700. Actually, is a phenomenal price to be able to do that stuff. You need like thousands of dollars to do what you're asking for. But there's two other options, Kevin. One is a 60 frames a second ray tracing, which I try to tell you the ray tracing at some point in the last several months.
Yeah.
It actually like it looks like normal light. It's nice. And then there was a just straight performance mode where it just like makes sure that you don't get any slowdown, and it kind of cranks the graphics down a little bit. I'm playing. I like the 60 frames a second with the ray tracing the most, but it's one of those situations where the quality mode is actually still awesome because it's a really smooth, consistent 30 frames a second. It doesn't feel or look choppy. It's just like butter when you turn on the 60 frames a second one. I like it. It's too early to tell. I don't know if I can pick a console. I can say that this.
Oh yeah, you have all the latest consoles.
The
now.
Series X is awesome, and the PlayStation 5 is awesome.
You got experience PlayStation Plus now.
I know. I've thought about that. Like, I think I got to pull the trigger and get PlayStation Now to see.
I was thinking about getting PlayStation Now because of one game. Can you guess what game that is?
World, and I have no idea.
Splatterhouse.
Is it on there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. And the only way for me to play that game is on the Xbox 360, which sucks. So that game's great. You get the original 3 Splatterhouse games. It's a full package. It's fun.
So yeah, I feel very, very fortunate to have gotten the console lottery twice. But I think it does show that if you do play that stupid Twitter game, you can get retail consoles. I got my Xbox from Best Buy and the PS5 from Walmart. So,
see, I don't want a PS5, but obviously somewhere in my heart I do because I got scammed for a PS5. But it's like if I get a PS5, I need a new TV. It's kind of like when the which one was it? 3 came out. You needed a flat screen because HD TVs wasn't a thing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get rid of my tube TV for this shit. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And like to actually, my TV's 720p. Okay, it's a Samsung. It's not even a Samsung. It's just like a knockoff. I don't know what 1080 looks like because my TVs are all 720 because that's when I bought them, and I'm not gonna throw them out because they still work. In games I play now, in games I play now, it's like experience HDR mode. I'm like, okay, click. Oh no,
you don't have
click that.
Yeah,
your TV doesn't have that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, but why?
Sometimes consoles or games will let you still have HDR turned on even though your TV doesn't have it. Like my Samsung TV that I bought eons ago, bought it in 2016 for $426 after tax.
Yeah, my TV was like $750, I think, at the time. I was working at Best Buy and I got a discount.
You can get monster TVs right now for $600-700. I know that's the price of the console, but if your TV dies, like you can get a really inexpensive one. That's
every
awesome.
time Hannah, my daughter, does karate and she punches my TV, I'm like, hey, don't do that. Just a little bit harder because I wanted to give you a reason to
you like clip all the wrist attachers off. Like you don't need those.
Yeah, I'm like, just throw it. But I gotta pretend to be angry, right?
Yeah. You gotta teach her a lesson, and then
I'm waiting for the one TV that I've had for 10 years.
You did get the refund for the grease strip. You might as well just put that dollar amount right back on the credit card.
But I've had this TV for that long, and not a single dead pixel. I've been looking every day with a magnifying glass. There has to be one.
Oh, I have.
The minute that happens,
my 720p TV got one. It's a 1080i, one HDMI port.
Oh God, mine has 2.
My old one, HDCP or whatever, doesn't even work on it. Like if you put one of those in there, it's just not going to play. It's awesomely terrible. I have more component inputs than HDMI inputs.
Yeah.
I have 2 component inputs on that TV.
I have my well, that's like mine, except my component has the component cables for the Wii that I bought for that, so that's taken care of. Then I have the PS2 on the AV cables on the side.
Okay.
Then I have my HD with the TV, and then I have a bunch of HD that looks like the Predator's hair.
Okay.
And like an elastic band, each with the tip has a different tape from.
So you can like flip it around.
Because I only have 2 HDMI ports, so I got to keep like plugging them in, right?
I have 4 on the TV in my bedroom, and I still have a splitter. Like I've got so many. I've got a computer, a Chromecast, a Roku, and then a whole splitter full of consoles. Yeah, I can. If you have a chance and the means to buy a PS5, I think it's kind of fun to do the hunt for it. And PS Now, does that include PlayStation Plus? They're not going to let me do. I think it does. I'm going to have to do some research. Whoa. Ooh, sorry. It is time to call it a show. So we got
any comments?
Yeah, we got some comments and some email. We got one email from Demez. Demez writes, and he says, I think if I remember right, I won a free giveaway of Ori and the Blind Forest from your podcast. Yes, I think that is right. I'm positive that's right. And he says, I finally beat it this week. I gave that to him like years ago. He says, really awesome, of course. I'm into Ori 2 now on my Switch. Smooth 60 FPS all the way through. No hiccups. Mm-hmm. When that game launched on Switch, it did have hiccups, so the patchings worked well. So, Dumaz, I'm glad that you liked it. I'm glad that you're digging Ori 2. I'll be curious which one you like the most.
On Twitter. I should reach out to him.
You should. He's doing well.
We usually private message each other on the side.
Oh, damn. I'm getting jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get into Binding of Isaac, or I'm just not going to have a chance to hang out with you guys anymore.
Only the cool kids. I can't believe you haven't tried that yet. It disgusts me. You'll like it. It's a good game.
Did you ever get a piece of spam mail that you're just like, wow, how'd that get through?
Yeah, and I got a spam mail that called me ugly and hairy the other day. It's like, hi, you're ugly and hairy. I'm like,
accurate.
Can't argue with that.
Accurate. So, yeah. Then, as far as feedback goes, Zarek writes in, he says, yes, years ago, a angry video game nerd was going to record Corpse Killer, but he didn't get the disc to work. But he just revisited it and did a full Corpse Killer episode a few weeks ago.
So after that episode that we recorded, I ended up looking at AVGN, and he did do that, and he did reference what I was talking about him not being able to play the first time.
Maybe I missed that one.
And then he did Pac-Man: The New Adventure.
I watched that one,
and it was so weird because that was like my favorite Genesis game.
He also he was kind of like, this isn't terrible at the end though.
Yeah, but it was such a weird review. Like it was like 6 minutes long.
Yeah,
it was weird.
You gotta get those clicks out there, man.
I know, but I was so looking forward to it. I'm like, oh man, my game, that's my boy. And if he does the haunting Sega Genesis, I'm calling that. That's my boy too.
Okay.
But those 2 games are my boys, and he just kind of like
he clearly listens to us. You know, he did a podcast on Tuesday
the same
nights.
Time. Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Even though we normally try to record on Mondays or Wednesdays.
He wouldn't review the Ghostbuster women version. I watched it out of spite. So there we go.
So
we're better.
Zarek also goes on to say they most likely are selling Steam Deck at a loss. Gabe Newell said that the pricing point was painful. Here's the full quote. I want to pick this up and say, oh, it all works. It's all fast. It's all... And then the price point was secondary and painful. But then there was pretty clearly a critical aspect to it. But the first thing was the performance and the experience. That was the biggest and most fundamental constraint that was driving this. Then, as Eric says, there was a breakup in his sentence because it seemed like he was going to say, it all works, it's all fast, it's all affordable, or something like that. But he paused and started talking about it from his perspective instead of the customers.
I mean, affordable is debatable.
If it should be, okay. Let's say if they're selling it at a loss, and it should be costing $600 instead of $650. or 550. You know what I mean? Like if they're not selling it at break even, it's why he would think it was painful.
Yeah.
But I think that's Eric's point, right? That he wasn't talking from the customer's point of view. 550, I think, is affordable.
For a handheld, it's pretty pricey.
If it runs my Mr. I want everything I've ever bought to work. Okay,
on a TV, son, not a handheld.
You can hook this up.
I have everything. It's called a Vita. It runs everything.
You can hook this up to a TV with a little.
Oh, you can?
Yes, with a dock.
Oh,
and a mouse and a keyboard right out of the gate. You can load Windows on it. All your emulators.
Case, you know. All right,
it's a wide open platform. And for
that's $550 American. That's like $800 Canadian. That's a lot of money.
I mean, my old Bessie here is old as dirt. This computer, I can't believe we can still broadcast something with it. My graphics card is an NVIDIA 970, which is a significant upgrade from the original card, and that's old as dirt. My CPU is from 2013. It was new. It's 8.5 years old at this point. So it's running fine, right? I don't need this computer to do any more. But it's not going to be playing games for that much longer.
Right.
This will at least get me access to my old library and still keep me in Steam. And then when this thing does die, I don't need to worry about getting I don't need the highest end computer, but I do need some decent graphics power. But maybe I can just get like an APU, just an all-in-one now to keep the podcast going, and I'll just do gaming on the Steam Deck.
Hey, as long as the Steam Deck can play my good old games from good old games, then I'm happy.
It will. You might have to. There's some really weird. I'm very optimistic about this thing. I watched Matt Rory and Jan Ochoa, Giant Bomb, and they went and got hands-on with it and had really positive things to say. And Matt Rory is a PC Master Race high-end game PC snob, and he was really impressed. So, all right.
No question. Have you ever heard of My Abandoned Ware?
I know I see this all the time. That does sound familiar.
My Abandoned Shovelware? My Abandoned... what's it called? My Abandoned... shit. It's a...
MyAbandonedware.com. Download old video games.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, My Abandoned... I discovered this like not too long ago, and I downloaded a whole bunch of old games on it. Some games like I've always wanted and I saw on YouTube videos, and I also downloaded Virtual Springfield and Sim Tower on it.
Okay.
I love those games. And Virtual Springfield runs when you boot it up. Everything's done for you. So when you boot it up, it runs like a virtual console.
They've got Silent Hill there.
Really?
That's one of the Reddit threads.
Interesting. Not a virtual console. Sandbox. What's it called when you do like a virtual computer inside your computer?
A virtual machine.
Virtual machine. It runs Windows 95 on my computer, and then it kicks off the fake desktop with some Virtual Springfield there, and I open it and it works, but there's like a double echo. Hi, I'm Troy.
Oh, weird. There's got to be.
And I'm like, no. Yeah, there has to be something, but I'm like, oh no, I was so close. Like I do have to do some setting.
You still are so close.
Oh god, I was so happy though. Yeah, it's a cool website. Check it out. SimCity's on there too.
And
what the fuck?
Oh, Zarek also says, Portal is so good. Isn't it weird when someone says they haven't played it, but they own a PC, and you have to tell them it's one of the greatest games of all time, and they're like, yeah, maybe I'll play it sometime. In my head, I'm like, what do you mean maybe? What? What'd you say?
Play it now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why?
He's like, what do you mean maybe? Did you not hear me? Greatest of all time. And I start typing to think that way, to make them understand. Oh, he's got that all caps. Portal is our Lord and Savior of gaming. I feel like I have to proselytize the Portal games, LOL. Not playing them is like not having played a Zelda game, but they own a Nintendo. I agree. Yeah. Speaking of Nintendo, Zarek goes on to say, all Zelda games have a slow start. That was my quote. Or your quote, and I agreed. That was our premise last
Yes.
episode. He says, but did they?
What a twist.
Yeah, I think that there was a trend that started with the Ocarina of Time, but I remember getting right into the originals. And I don't think Breath of the Wild was slow to start. You just listen to Zelda say Link, Leak, and then you open the door and climb on a wall. And then you're playing the game proper. I guess if you think the plateau is boring, you could say it's slow. Slow start. I for one love. It says I for one love the plateau. I think it was one of the greatest handout tutorials in modern gaming. I think those are all fair points, but to me, I guess maybe I'm referencing the momentum that you get because you always start naked and empty. Like even the very first game, I remember that being lost. Trying to. Sometimes it can feel a while before you feel powerful enough or you stop feeling weak. What? I always feel like they take a while to get going.
They do.
But I don't think that I disagree with anything he says.
I do. I disagree with everything he said.
Okay.
Just out of spite.
There you go. Fuck you, Zarek. Not for me.
I didn't say it.
Yes, you did. Basically.
Dumbass.
That's
incredible machine. Sorry.
I think that this is for real. F-bombed you. WandaVision was not good. From Dumbass.
That's okay to be wrong. That's okay to be wrong.
From Dumbass. The last 3 episodes were good. He gives credit for the last 3. The rest was capital trash. Pointless. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing happened.
Unique
period.
Fashion.
Story
settings.
stalls and does not progress. Period. Roasted. Don't watch WandaVision.
Every episode was unique. Every episode had a different style setting. Like, the music was all the same but different. Everything led to something. It was all based on a TV show, and the last couple episodes were crap. But it turned into a Marvel movie.
But nothing happened. Period. It was pointless. Period. Except for the last 3 episodes.
Have you watched Loki? I'm actually intrigued in what he thought about it.
No, I heard that's awesome. Is it?
Fucking awesome. Great. I don't know, maybe Dumbass might not like it, but it was great.
No, I canceled Disney Plus a while ago.
That's fair.
I do plan to when a new Mandalorian season comes out, I'll probably re-up it, and then I'm gonna try to catch Loki.
Yeah, Loki was they're doing some things with that world, which is just when I thought I was out.
I had a spoiler though that drove me nuts. I'll still enjoy it, but whatever.
Marvel's doing that thing again where I'm like, I'm done, and then they do these things. And I'm like, like the What If series. They're doing a new What If series on Disney Plus, and I was like, I've read the What If comics and all that. Like, what if Spider-Man was part of Fantastic Four and stuff like that? And I'm like, what can you do? And I watched the trailer. I'm like, who cares? Captain Carter. I don't give a shit about that. What if the guy saves Iron Man? Who cares about that? Was that a fucking zombie? Are they going to do Marvel Zombies in this goddamn show? Marvel Zombies is one of my favorite series. What's up?
You made me think of something I wanted to talk about but forgot. It's not important because we're 2 hours in. I'll mention it though.
Okay.
No, we'll save it for next time. There was a show.
You're gonna forget. Put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
right now.
I will. I'll totally forget. Help remind me. I want to talk about it next episode. That's gonna be it for the show. We're 2 hours in, so thank you everybody very much for watching, or listening if that's what you're doing.
We get to 2 hours. Because we missed 3 weeks.
Because you ruined the joke. I was gonna say because you wouldn't shut up. That was not true though. Alrighty. Well, if you'd like to send us an email like Dumbass did, you can send that to classicelite@gmail.com. That's classic L337. That's our handle everywhere on social media. If you look for classic L337. If you're still listening, please leave us a review somewhere. That would be awesome. Thanks to Ben Landis and Cubby for letting us use music for intro and outro music. And that's going to be it. So, everyone, thank you very much for listening to episode 346 of the Classic Lead Podcast. And we'll see you next week, probably, for episode 347.
Bye. Bye.